Hey guys, I just wanted to add some quick shower thoughts. It's pretty late at night right now, almost 3 a.m. But I've been up for a while and I'm starting to get used to the camera, so hey, why not? Here I am. Now, I play the violin, and one thing that's really important for playing the violin is something called expression. Whenever you play a piece, the expression you use in the piece is very important. Whether you play it romantically, you play it traumatically, whether you play it dramatically, whether you play it really fast or really slow. Violin especially, compared to a lot of instruments, there's a lot of variance in how you can perform. And when I was younger, when I was playing the violin, my father was always very stickler about how I played the violin. In fact, he was always very frustrated whenever I changed how a piece was played. Let's say I'm playing Bolero on the violin, and I'm playing it in a way that the original composer didn't intend. I'm putting my own expression on it. My father would be very frustrated by that. He would be upset. And at the time, I thought it was rather odd, unnecessary, a little rude, because the whole purpose of a violin is to have expression, to be able to have a marriage of both the composer and the person playing the instrument in a beautiful wedding of symphony. And my father, he wanted to know exactly how the original composer wanted it to be played. And like I said, I found that frustrating. I found it annoying, unnecessary, unnerving. Cannot think of any other words that begin with the same prefix. But I would say, after about 20 years of life and seeing how things have gone, oh boy. I don't think he was right in that there should be no expression. However, seeing how a lot of writers these days take works of art, works of fiction, and twist it to what they want it to be, I realized that my father actually had a point. See, in my mind, the variance from the composer was like maybe 3%, 5 at the most. You know, I might twist it a bit, change it a bit, change the tempo a little bit, put my own spin on it, but it's the same piece. But I realize people nowadays don't realize the difference between 5% or 300% variance in a piece. And it's rather disturbing. Take, for instance, The Rings of Power. Oh boy. You have a piece that is completely and utterly divorced from the original context. Now, I understand that they don't have the rights to everything, they can't do everything exactly the perfect way because the Tolkien estate didn't give them everything, but they blatantly didn't try. I don't believe they wanted to try. I believe they wanted to make what they wanted to make. They wanted to make the story that they wanted to make. It doesn't have the morals, doesn't have the principles, doesn't have the ideas, doesn't have the setting, doesn't have the atmosphere, doesn't even have the right art style, it doesn't have the right characters, doesn't have the correct ages, they don't have... Nothing is the same. And we're not talking about 5% variance, we're not even talking about modernization. I mean, modernization has been done for years. Like, if you've ever seen a modernization of, say, Romeo and Juliet, or a modernization of the West Side Story, or the modernization of... What's the other Shakespearean play? Midsummer's Night Dream. They're actually modernizations. Like the ones that I've seen, they actually take it and adapt it for the modern time. You have phones, you have cars, but the story is basically identical. The only thing that really changes is the technology and some trapping pieces here and there. What people wear is different, the fact that there are more modern buildings and etc., but the story is still the same. These people don't change the technology. They change the story. They change the morality. They change the background. They change the lessons. They change the decisions that the characters make. They change the character arcs. They change their ages. They change their race. They change where they're from. They change who they're supposed to love and who they're supposed to hate. They change literally everything. They mix it up on purpose to put in their stories. And then they say they're modernizing it because a modern audience can't understand stories that have been passed down for generations, apparently. I guess our attention span is the width of a gnat. But these people don't love good things. I will go so far as to say that I will say a lot of writers are actually evil. If you look at what they write, if you look at their morality, if you look at how they justify things, they have no intention of upholding or adhering to or promoting good moral life, good moral living. They want nothing more than to shove their politics and their philosophy down everyone's throat. That's all it is to it. they'll lie to you. They'll tell you, oh, I love this story. Oh, I love Snow White. I used to see it all the time as a little girl. And then you go check another one in an interview and they say, oh, I hate Snow White because it's just like a man kissing a girl. Ooh, like it's disturbing. And thinking back to what my father said about how he was frustrated that I would dare change things from what the composer originally meant, and he said that if I want to change something, then write my own piece. Well, I find myself in that boomer state right now saying, if you want to change something, then go write your own story. Seriously, go write your own story, and if it's a success, then congratulations, it's a success. But don't lie to me and tell me that you're remaking or remastering something that I love, because after you do that, I don't love what you make. I love the original. And then after a while, if you keep doing it, it just makes me just mad. Then if you dance on the grave of the author and come back and tell us that we're somehow racist and sexist and homophobic and whatever other kind of nonsense you want to dream up, that we don't want to accept your Netflix version of an actually good story, then why am I here? You clearly hate everything I stand for. Why would I watch your shows? And that's why a lot of movies and shows are not doing so well right now. It's not just that everyone is getting to be outside now and enjoy real living and real life. It's that the things that people used to love are being destroyed. And it's intentional. It's happening in all layers of our culture. I'm not here to say that everything is falling down and oh, woe is us, everything is going to be destroyed. No, to the contrary. I think people are slowly waking up to it and realizing it, and more so people are willing to say something about it. So, yeah, I think that's a good thing. But I think we have a long way to go to actually do something positive for our culture. But yeah, I don't know. It's some 3 a.m. thoughts, or 3:03 a.m. now thoughts. They've got to marinate for a few minutes. I said all that just to say that my father had a point. And now that I'm getting older, I understand it. I think that people should make their own content. I think my father was right. People should make their own content. Yeah, that's it. Those are my shower thoughts. I have no idea how much longer I thought this video was going to go. The recording says 10 minutes, but I'm pretty sure it's only at 8 minutes after cuts, so take care. I have no idea what's playing in the background, but I hope it's entertaining. Bye!